NBA situations that encouraged opponents to quit. Now that every NBA team has completed most of the games on their schedule for 2021 to 2022, we can reasonably, if not entirely safe, interpret everything we've observed thus far, both positively and negatively. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will discuss NBA situations that encouraged opponents to quit. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, you can do so by clicking here. Expectations will influence every decision. Technically, inclusions can be seen as unintended praise. Because they're meant to be better, certain players and team-wide problems are present. We shall primarily be concerned with basketball-related issues. Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons' predicaments are terrible. Taking the accusations of racism against Phoenix Suns governor Robert Sarver seriously is essential. The same is true of claims that Neil Olshey, team president of the Portland Trail Blazers, has fostered a hostile work atmosphere. This is all highly disappointing, embarrassing, and challenging and must not be disregarded. However, some of it isn't shocking, and this procedure is geared to deal with ongoing events on the court. The catch is that these early season flops have plenty of time to change their ways. Still, cold streaks have the potential to warm up after 2 or 3 nights. But after watching enough basketball, we begin to wonder when, if not if, these sad face emojis would right themselves. Atlanta Hawks, the defense. Oh, how quickly the Atlanta Hawks season has shifted in tone. They started the year off 3-1, but after losing 7 of their previous 8 games, they have fallen to the bottom of the Eastern Conference standings. None of their failures are justifiable compared to their opponents. Yet, they have played the second hardest schedule in the league. Bob, that's still not very good. The Hawks recently appeared in the Eastern Conference Finals. They aim further than leveraging their schedule strength as a defense. The early season slump in Atlanta is primarily due to its defense. It is now ranked 27th for the year and is dead worst in terms of points allowed per possession. Clint Capella doesn't seem quite the same, and the Hawks are losing to opponents who are shooting over 70% from the rim, and yet their internal defense remains strong when he's next to John Collins. More deadly are the one big minutes. When Capella operates alone, opposing offenses shoot 81.8% through the hoop, compared to 70% when Collins works independently. The squad should generally give a damn more about returning to transition. According to Unpredictable, Atlanta allows 1.5 points per possession following a turnover, which is the lowest figure in the association. Many of these difficulties seem resolvable. There will inevitably be more reliable wing play. Capella is the same way. Nate McMillan, the head coach, might use DeLon Wright more frequently. Perhaps there won't be as many lazy fouls in Hawk games. Anything must give under the situation and shortly. Brooklyn Nets James Harden's struggles inside the arc. James Harden is the player who the NBA's prohibition has most negatively impacted on unnatural offensive motions. Sure, the right hamstring injury that limited his off-season activity may have contributed to his poor start to the season. It does not tell the whole tale. Harden keeps making three-pointers too. He makes step-back triples at 44.2% and 39.7% from beyond the arc, 19 of 43. But without as many cheers in his favor, his performance inside the window has bombed miserably. By far the lowest percentage of his career, only 22% of Harden's field goal attempts are being made at the basket. Similar lows are represented by his 52% clip on such shots, which is also the second worst figure of his career. He is shooting 6.5 free throws per 100 possessions this season, down from 9.6 last year. More than anything, the last drop-off has impacted his strategy. On drives, he has an unusually disorganized and inefficient appearance. Count on Harden to eventually set a new norm. He is not the only cause of the Brooklyn Nets' offense's poorest performance. Inside the arc, Joe Harris and Patty Mills have also had difficulty. But Harden's flaws are more prominent. Kevin Durant will have to continue carrying a team that is supposed to have 2 superstars as long as this slump continues. Charlotte Hornets interior defense. No one player is to be blamed for the Charlotte Hornets' disastrous defensive performance. After excluding garbage time from the equation, you're not ranked 28 regarding points allowed per possession. The Hornets are also obviously deficient in the middle at the same time. The only center of NBA caliber on the roster is Mason Plumlee. Everybody else is either too immature, too young, or forward-posing as a 5. The Hornets' decision to punt on legitimate center depth is beginning to bite them. In addition to 45.6% from the floater range, opponents are shooting 71.2% at the rim. Both are among the top 4 clips in the league. Charlotte is 29th in terms of points conceded after an opponent rebounds their own missed shot or free throw, while simultaneously having the 3rd highest foul rate and bottom 5 defensive rebounding percentage in the half court. There doesn't seem to be any potential resolution on the list. The Hornets require a steadfast defensive anchor, not simply another big player. At the deadline, they might make a trade for one, or maybe they keep regretting their choice to downplay the center rotation in the offseason of 2021 when they had more options than most in the league. Chicago Bulls, Nikola Vucevic's shooting. It's a crazy time to live. Concerning the Bulls, their total 3-point shooting is undoubtedly worthwhile. They are now 24th in the above break performance. However, the offense keeps chugging along, and Nikola Vucevic is the team's worst regression offender. The 31-year-old big man is shooting a career-low 42.6% inside the arc and just 26.2% from outside the arc through 10 games. He is currently 4 of 17, which is 23.5% on looks out of post-ups, with an abysmal 44% conversion percentage around the rim. Knowing that this is the lowest point will give Bosch and Chicago some comfort, on every wide open shot he scores a 47.2 effective field goal percentage. That figure will increase. But up to this time, he had only produced 2 seasons of considerable volume at a higher level of 3-point shooting. It's worthwhile to watch his outside video. Cavaliers of Cleveland, the Colin Sexton predicament. There are levels to the Colin disappointment. Screw injuries, that's first and foremost. Ban them, always and ever. Sexton tore the meniscus and his left knee during Sunday night's victory over the New York Knicks, and he currently has no estimated time of return to the Cleveland Cavaliers lineup. The courageous Cavaliers have recorded some spectacular victories and preserved an above 500 records while playing through one of the association's 5 most demanding schedules, severely hindered by his absence. Colin contributed to its success. He's making just 25.6% of his threes, 11 of 46, and 36.5% of his mid-range shots, respectively. But he has also swapped some of those mid-range efforts for opportunities at the basket and played with greater zeal in defense. Sexton must produce more exciting shots for the Cavs' offense to be at its best. His percentage of successful free throw attempts has decreased, and as the pick and roll ball handler, he was turning the ball over on 23.4% of his possessions. It doesn't help that there is no certainty over his future, especially since the extension deadline passed without Sexton and Cleveland coming to a deal. According to sources, he wanted a 4-year, $100 million contract, but the Cavaliers insisted on a framework that included a 5th season. His injuries and ability to adapt in the face of a growing offensive environment led by Darius Garland and Evan Mobley collide with the uncertainty entailed by restricted free agency, however little. Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr.'s offensive malaise. A sore lower back that has already cost Michael Porter Jr. a game prevents him from participating in this activity, but the injury is not severe enough to excuse him. It would be an understatement to suggest that the Denver Nuggets need him to improve. Porter's offensive effectiveness has crumbled to begin the season, which is a more significant long-term negative than the team's shaky bench. Inside the arc, otherworldly accuracy has become tame. Porter's 2-point percentage has dropped from 62.8% last season to 49.8% presently, including a 61% clip near the rim that, while not disastrous, represents a 16-point decline from the previous campaign. From a distance, his troubles are more prominent. As a sophomore, he was making 44.5% of his threes, but now he's just making 20.8% of them. Jamal Murray's absence is the key to every crack and crevice of the Nuggets' offensive problems thus far. Porter's decline, though, isn't entirely attributable to a less streamlined job. He's averaging fewer touches per dribble than he did last year. The typical "it's early" caveats apply. Still, Porter was not maxed out by the Nuggets to be a diminished version of last year's player or even to remain that player. That was a financial investment in his growth. Without Nikola Jokic, MPJ's accurate shooting stands at 34.2%. So, if he's not going to be able to carry the offense, he could at least stop missing so many of the looks he was making last year. That is all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share this video. See you all soon.